Austin Metcalf father went off. Okay, let's react to it. If you don't know who Austin Metcalf is, he was unalived by Karmelo Anthony. Has been a big case going on. Kid poked him up at a track meet, which that in itself is kind of crazy. Well, why would a poker be at a track meet? But whatever. Anyways, let's get into it, man.
The trial may be over, but the racial polarization among Americans on display outside the Collin County Courthouse continues.
Look at the effect, not just the effect here between the Metcalf family and the Anthony family. Look what it did, one, to those kids they have to live with. Two, it took on this huge, wider, let's have a race war throughout the nation.
Metcalf insists that his son had no racist motives when he approached Anthony about leaving a track team tent.
This case was never about race.
There's going to be those people now that just, try to throw shade on the whole trial with the jury makeup and the speed of it and that sort of thing. I mean,
well, those are the same people that said he was jumped by 4 people. His phone was broken. You're going to spin whatever story to try to keep yourself afloat.
See, you gotta put yourself in his shoes for a second. This is a man who lost his child. You know what I mean? Like, whatever punishment. Well, we know what punishment Karmelo Anthony has, but that family, yes, they lost a child too. Karmelo Anthony family lost a child as well, but they can go and see their child. Okay, they can go weekends or whenever visitation is and go see their child. It may be through a glass, it may whatever, contact or contactless. You could still see your child. You could talk to your child. You could pick up the phone, send them packages, make sure he's, all right. The Metcalf family can't do that, so whatever punishment, Karmelo Anthony and his family have to deal with doesn't even compare to what the Austin Metcalf family has to deal with. But yeah, let's continue. So this is a guy who is angry. The father is angry, and if you're a father, even if you're a mom, you're gonna be angry. And he was on a gag order, so he couldn't talk. He couldn't speak about what was going on, his thoughts, his feelings. So now that the gag order is lifted, the case is over, it's done. He's got something to say.
Metcalf believes Anthony should have received a life sentence.
Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impact. You abandoned your kid. You left him there. I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or GoSendGo money. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child. And I swear to God, CPS for sure, check on those other 3 that you still have. You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what you do, you widen the gap even further. You hire a convicted baby-shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference. Oh, funny, I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left when asked. I didn't stab anyone. And then you proceeded to...
Yeah, that scenario... There was a press conference. Apparently, there was a press conference that was held, and he showed up as well to combine, and because parents, how can I put this? Right. Kids are going to do what they're going to do. All parents can do is instill whatever values, morals, whatever, and teach them right from wrong, whatever. But kids ultimately are going to do whatever it is that they're going to do. So you can't necessarily blame the parents for this, right? Because I'm sure he didn't know that, or the parents didn't know that he was going to, whatever, right? Do this to somebody one day. But so when Austin Metcalf's dad comes and is trying to unify the two groups, we're parents, we're both going through this, the Metcalf family and the Anthony family, let's come together. And the Anthony family didn't want him there, and he left. So what do you expect? You know what I mean? Of course he's trying to unify the same, but that right there lets you know, like, okay, wait, hold on. Are these people pieces of crap? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he's probably thinking. Like, wait, hold on. Because us as parents, we got to come together. We can't, our kids make choices or whatever. But hey, let's come together. Let's make this, a bond. And they decided to go the, BLM protest race, that route, because it's more profitable. Honestly, I mean, in my opinion, it's more profitable to go that route and be an advocate and out there marching and this and that. That's more profitable than to say, hey, look, guys, it's not about that. Made a terrible mistake, whatever, boom, boom, boom. That's not profitable. If you come together with the Metcalf family in unison, that's nobody getting no money out of that. That's not profitable. Nobody ain't donating to that. You know what I'm saying? So, man. So anyway, let's continue.
Gas light me with your convicted felon, quote, advocate, minister of what? Minister irrelevant, minister of bullshit. How about minister fuck you? Y'all think I'm a saint? I'm no saint. I'm as human as you. I have emotions. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I don't sin, because I don't walk on water and I don't turn it to wine. And anybody else can, step up. Don't become kicking rocks in my backyard. Look in your own. The display of adults on the internet. If your children saw how you acted, would you be proud? Or is that what you teach them? Do you teach them that racism is okay? Do you teach them? Do you program your kids to hate, to kill? From day one, I said this was never about race. Please don't make it about race and don't politicize it. To hate, to kill? From day one, I said this was never about race. Please don't make it about race and don't politicize it. And what did you do? You chose both. The race card, black fatigue, it's real. I'm sorry. You have embarrassed your own culture and race. Don't get me wrong. We got a lot of people that embarrass out of me too. But you guys, you got a patent on that. And the only people that's going to change it are you. Don't blame the white person, because we can't change it. But you're going to blame the white person for every fucking thing else. I'm going to tell you right now. Charleston White, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Drew Anthony, you're a and a coward, and you raised one. Kayla, you drunk bitch. What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you? Hey, Kevin Hayes, you fucking liar. Day after it happened. How many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior? You a big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, buddy? You supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk. That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. You're the only one in your family without a damn record. I guess that's something to brag about in your culture. You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy y'all were trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you? I hope
lie to you. I don't like that comment. I don't. But I could see where he's coming from with the anger. This is a man that has lost his child. I don't like that comment, but it did work. I ain't gonna lie. This is why everyone is talking. That comment right there is the reason everyone is talking. Before he says what he says, look, I'm gonna make something up. Let's go viral. And then he says it. And it went viral. I mean, this is why everyone is speaking right now. Honestly. Let me see. I gotta switch my ear pods. Let's see here. But that is why everyone is speaking. It's about that comment right there. And personally, is it something that I would say? No. You know what I mean? But calling his mom a drunk and this and that, and listen, whatever he says, man, whether it's right, wrong, he tried to come together. The Austin family did not want to, or the Anthony family did not want to. He tried. Okay. It's not about race. I don't think it's about race personally. I don't think it's about race personally. But like I said, that's not profitable. Okay.
Hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night, because he's going to have many nights to think about what the he did. I forgave him, so I don't carry the hate and the anger. How poetic justice is served. You just threw up a big softball and knocked it out of the park. Thank you for making it so easy for me. So you can live with your lie if you want to, but my truth is forever. Just like the fact your son is a convict and a killer. Forever. Forever is a long time. What's your master plan, Mr. Anthony? To use your son as income and soak up as much money playing victim to line your pockets and then abandon him when he's at sentencing or victim impact? You just left him up there by himself? Amazing. What about you, Drew? What kind of father are you? You want to talk about what kind of father? All right, let's talk about what kind of father you are. Let's talk about your arrest. Let's talk about your warrants. Oh, was it drugs? Coke? You did? Tell me some other. Let's pull it up, because I'm welcome every one of you to pull up my criminal history. Someone who tried to make up some bullshit saying I'm a sexual assault person. Guess what? If you're convicted of sexual assault in Texas, you have to register. Please check the registry. Please check my background in criminal history. It's not there.
Yeah. Oh boy, he went off. I mean, really, the video is like 3 hours. You know what I mean? He went off for a long time, but these are just some of the highlights. Yeah, man. This is a father that lost his child. He's angry. He's mad that it became about race when it's not about race. This is just a knucklehead that made a poor decision. Why is a knife at a track meet to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like, to begin with. And that comment that he made about he said, when he went to the press conference and then they wanted him to leave or whatever, he made a little comment and was like, oh, look, I'm at a spot that I'm not wanted, and I left. I didn't stab anybody, right? And that goes back to the same situation with this whole thing. You're at a tent that you shouldn't be at or whatever. They ask you to leave or whatever the case may be. Y'all get into a scuffle, but your emotions are not intact, and you go and and do that. Wow. Way to throw your life away. When he gets out, I mean, he has to he'll be eligible for parole in 17 and a half. But do I think he'll get that? Nah. I mean, a lot of times you not on your first parole, you not getting out. Like, especially for a crime like that. I know, at least here in New York, I mean, the chances of you getting out on your first parole board hearing for a murder charge, is slim to none. Like it's slim to none. At least, you know, your second or third time going up for parole. Yeah, if you've been a good inmate and stuff, you might get out or whatever. I don't know how Texas is. I don't know. Even coming up after even being eligible for parole at 17 years, to me is kind of crazy. Like, it should be 25 at least. You know, he should have to sit and do 25, and then after 25, then you go up for parole. But however Texas doing their thing, but 17 and a half years, he could go up for parole, and he could potentially get out. But if he serves that whole 35 or whatever, he'll be in his like 50s. You know, your whole life. Your life isn't over at 50, but just imagine if your life began at 50. He's gonna miss out on his 20s, 30s, 40s. Like, that's really your prime. Like, 30s and 40s, I think, is prime. You know, some people may say 20s, but 20s, you still kind of finding yourself. I think, you know, the money is kind of funny in your 20s and stuff like that, but your 30s and 40s, you know, it's kind of prime time. Like, you know, money probably flowing a little better, you know, things of that nature. You could do things, but yeah, I you know, do I agree with, you know, some of the comment, like that watermelon comment? I don't like that. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like that comment, man. I don't like that comment. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know. But I'm a black man. At the end of the day, you know, if you white, you whatever. But I'm a black man. I don't like that comment, but I understand it. Okay, I understand why he said it. It did go viral. It has everyone talking. Do I think he's racist? No, I don't think his dad is racist. I think, you know, and what really showed that was him trying to come together with the family. You know, that is something that did happen. It's not like he didn't try. You know, he's just angry. He's angry. If you lost your child, you will be angry too. And he couldn't say anything. So now he got everything to say, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. I don't think too deep into that comment or whatever. I don't think his dad is racist. I don't think so. But yeah, and I don't think this crime was about race. I just think this is a stupid kid that made a stupid decision, and he's gonna have to pay for it for the rest of his life, man. It's sad. By the time he get out, his parents is probably gonna be dead or whatever. And, you know, like I said, going the racist route is beneficial. You know what I mean? They raised a lot of money. You know, I mean, it was beneficial. They new whip, lifestyle changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it's more beneficial. Maybe they use their kid as a pawn. Who knows? I don't know. But it don't look good. That's all I could tell you. But anyways, yeah, so that's my take on it. I don't think he's racist. There's some people that's racist, okay, and it's a little different of a vibe, you know what I mean? But do I think this guy is? No, I just think he's an angry dad, honestly. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'm gonna catch you in the next video.